I don't know about you, but when I browse the internet I like to make sure my precious time isn't wasted. There's nothing more infuriating than jumping from site to site aimlessly without direction or reason. That's why then I have this 2002 publication from Lagoon Books entitled 500 Indispensable Websites for Men. Ultimate Web Guide. Oh yeah. A must for all men, this internet address book will give you access to 500 essential sites to add to your favourites. Whether you use it for work or leisure, you'll soon wonder how you ever lived without it. Stay one step ahead with this cool cyber guide. I imagine if a woman did ever try and access a website in this book, heaven forbid, her fingers would simply snap under the manly keywords, or her eyeballs would simply explode at the raw, unleashed images bursting from the screen, unable to be digested by her double X chromosome. But of course I'm being facetious. A woman would clearly just die upon picking up the book. But 2002 was a different time. You could probably buy this book in an actual bookstore, rather than a corner of a garden centre. So given it's a different time, I thought we could look through some of these websites and find out if they still exist, and exactly what state they find themselves in some 15 years later. Firstly, I love the fact that most of the people involved in creating this book are actually women. It almost makes this book feel like a bit of a trap. There's actually a website for the book, lagoongames.com, which still seems to exist, or at least redirects to the lagoongroup.com. Maybe they've even expanded since 2002, but they still seem to be selling gifty and novelty type things. Look, they've got a make your own speakers set that looks kind of interesting, although they do seem to have discontinued this actual book, which is probably a good idea. So here's what lagoongames.com looked like back in 2002, and this is what I'm talking about. It's strange that this book isn't listed under the internet books section, but then, yeah, it is quite a crap book. Even reading the book's introduction, you realise that this is a hurried affair, as this intro seems to be entirely lifted from the 500 Essential Sites for Smart Surfers book, telling us this book is for surfers of all ages and abilities. Yeah, probably not. Anyway, let's dive in with the lifestyle section and the Love Doctor at drkiss.net. Ah man, go on, how the hell am I going to cope with my rejection now? Thankfully, askmen.com is still up and running, offering, oh god, just things. Again, the 2002 site looks much more appealing. We've got Man of the Week, Justin Timberlake, Fitness Babes Part 2. Oh, Jesus God, what the hell have I got myself into? Still, their site of the day, Drobenjanksmanjaks, is interesting. The official site of Seattle Sonic Center, Pajera Drop. What is this thing with words I can't read? You could even make this site your homepage if you wanted, but I don't know why the hell you'd ever want to do that. But one more thing to do before I go. I'll tell you what, let's move on to the money section of this book.
Ah, the sweet smell of an all-day sucker.
Now, do you remember the time when you had to type in lengthy URLs like this rather than just searching, because search engines could be so easily manipulated? They were some good times. College for Cash, or Personal Finance 101, is one site which still seems to work, or at least redirects to the .org, with the last update in May 2010. To be honest, this looks like some kind of holding page and isn't a patch on the former glory of the 2002 site. Look at this thing, we've got a completely different URL here, a bookstore, a directory, it's flipping tremendous, isn't it? Some of this might actually be useful information, but it's far from inviting to read. Best we fill out the guestbook then. How did we get here? yeah, I think we'll just put some other method. Just to be clear, this book did say indispensable on the front, but most of these sites are more than dispensable, even the ones which still work. This site, for example, was so dispensable that from July 2002 it was redirected to a different site, and by 2004 had been obliterated entirely. Something tells me that most of these sites were derived using the typing topics into Alta Vista and selecting the first option approach, which back in 2002 was far from a safe method of finding quality content. Here is a URL which no longer works, but even in 2002, was it really indispensable to take this "could you be a millionaire" test? It looks like something that's fallen out of the arse of a high school web intern. I would try and complete it, but it doesn't even load past the first page anymore. I don't know if it did then. Who cares? Allow me then, if you will, to move on to the gadgets and gizmos section. Now this is more like it. The Advanced Intelligence Spy Shop, and even today it still looks like a 2002 site. In fact, it looks like it's from the mid-90s. Maybe this in itself is some kind of cover to shield the amazing spy devices stocked within. Although judging by the Motorola handset shown, probably not. You can buy these voice changes as seen in the movie Scream.
Hello? What's your favorite scary movie?
And even an eavesdropping device that will apparently capture sounds from an infinite distance. Useful perhaps for listening into the sounds of hell in a parallel dimension. Clue spray? What the hell is that? This detection powder is simply sprayed onto any surface, leaving an invisible film, which when touched is immediately transferred to the hand, clothing, etc. Will remain on hands for up to 5 days in spite of repeated washings. What the hell is this stuff? More like creepy tracking, potentially toxic spray than clue spray. You may be interested to know that in 2002, this site did actually look different. I mean, it hasn't exactly evolved much in 15 years, has it? We've got the same products, but we do have a new product spinning logo. Wow, look at all this stuff. The X reflect camera that can see through objects, even clothes. What? That doesn't even exist now, does it? It says the act of invading someone else's privacy should be avoided. Isn't that exactly what the purpose of this thing is? To invade the privacy of others, to spy on other people. Alright, before we get carried away with this crazy spy tech, let's take a peek at excuses.co.uk. Currently just a holding page, but back in 2002, excuses.co.uk offered an excuse for every occasion, because we all need excuses. Under Law and Order we have a variety of circumstances: caught speeding, caught stealing, reading pornography. Reading? I guess it's 2002. And under that we have I read it for the articles. All those fit bodies inspire me to keep working out. And I'm against this kind of stuff, but I feel I need to experience it before I can criticise it. Alright, okay. iChing.com offers us an Oracle experience with promises of clicking over the sacred pool. Today the site has merged with Tarot.com, and in fact we can still see this happened way back in late 2002. But if we go back just a little further to 2001, well, we don't get a pool, but we do get a book to click on, and all I have to do is wait to discover my fortune. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Now, this wouldn't be a man's book without a virtual babe, would it? And today, Ananova.com simply provides us with a selection of hosting providers. But back in August 2002... Wait, Orange? No, that's not right. Cheney stresses the need to oust Saddam. What the hell is this? This isn't a virtual babe. We have to go all the way back to 2000 to find out what this is about. And apparently, she's a virtual newscaster. This is clickbait in a book in 2002. Alright, let's move on to the entertainment section of the book. And look, Amazon.com. here is a site we still know today, and back then it looked like this. It's not that much different really, apart from this enticing gold box. I could spend ages going through all these sites, but chipsworld.co.uk immediately stands out. It's still open, offering a variety of retro stuff, not priced too badly actually, but back in 2002 you could grab yourself a brand new Dreamcast Ultimate Pack for £99.99, complete with Jet Set Radio, MSR and Virtua Fighter 3. Awesome. And I think we'll wrap it up there. This book is clearly packed with many more masculine websites, including sports and oil and bricks and all those manly things, so I think we might pay a sneaky revisit at some point in the not so distant future. But for now, thanks for watching, subscribe for more, click this video, or support me through Patreon for exclusive rewards and much gratitude. In any case, have a great evening. See you soon.